On today's DNVR Broncos podcast, we are breaking down the Broncos' 12th training camp practice, and boy, did one receiver stand out again. Plus, we're going to break down the rest of what happened at camp and get to some comments made by some Broncos coaches, and it all starts now. It was hotter than heck out at Broncos training camp practice today, and that set one player on fire. And we're going to talk about it on today's DNVR Broncos podcast, live from the DNVR Bar inside the Toyota Lounge, driven by your local front range Toyota stores. We got Ryan Koenigsberg, we got Henry Chisholm, we got our guy Dion and Zach rolling and rocking with you today. Fellas, how we doing?
Doing great, man. It is really hot outside. I just scootered here. Took me 8 minutes, and I'm sweating heavily.
Yep.
I had the wind blowing on me and everything. As soon as I stopped moving, I was like, "Oh God, I'm really hot."
Yeah, it was, I think, 100 maybe, 99, something
Close,
like
yep.
that. There's been 2 hot training camp practices today and last Saturday, which has actually been a very nice relief in terms of, well, me, I'm typically in the shade. I feel bad for the players in pads the whole time in the direct sunlight, and especially for the fans that are sitting on bleachers, which are already hot, with zero shade. So any of the 800 fans that come out to practice every day, good for you. You are a true diehard.
And the practice gets better as it goes along. So the end is the best part. And so what I would say is you should go and you should stay for the whole thing. Don't leave before the best part. But also, if you're not going to stay for the whole thing, maybe show up an hour late and then stay for that second hour.
Zach gave me a great guide the day that I was coming. He was like, if you want to see this, show up at this time. If you want to see this, show up at this time. If you want to see this, show up at this time. And if you just want to see them play football, show up at this time.
Wait, so I did give you good advice.
That day, yes. Or that part of the advice was good. Yeah.
Ryan, not to just absolutely smash your hopes and dreams, but so you showed up Tuesday of last week.
Yep.
Pretty dull practice ended up being. Then Wednesday, have you heard all the comments about Wednesday's practice after the fact?
Refresh me.
Sean went back and said, oh my gosh, it was an absolutely incredible practice. Then Adam Troutman the next day gets up and says, I've been at every one of Sean Payton's practices for the last 7 years, and that's the best one he's had with the Broncos. Malcolm Roach said it was one of the most fun practices, or the most fun practice he's ever been a part of. So you should have come on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You should have.
I could have.
You should have.
And then I was like, okay, what day am I going to go this week? And then I forgot that they're gone the rest of the week.
You should go tomorrow.
Yeah.
I heard it's going to be a very good practice.
Tomorrow, I think I'm going to hang some TVs or have someone else hang some TVs.
TVs, are we doing like the wall that we have at the bar?
No, I just have one in the room, one in the living room, and then one on the rooftop.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness. You doing a special TV for that? Like an outdoor TV, or are you just going to take it off?
I've got an outdoor casing for it.
That's all.
And I didn't pay for the TV. I inhirted it. So, if it dies, it dies.
Is that why there's a TV missing at the bar?
yeah.
Is there?
No, I don't know. Okay, let's dive into today's training camp practice, because yesterday, obviously, we had the big story of Sean Payton talking to Charles Robinson, saying the Broncos have a chance to win a Super Bowl, saying Bo Nix is a top 4 or 5 quarterback. We might circle back around that come the end of the show. But today it was all football out there. Sean didn't talk to us. He said, I've talked to you guys enough. We talked to the coordinators. We got a couple of clips from the coordinators that we might play today. But today was all about ball. So let's dive in to our biggest takeaways from today's training camp practice. And Henry, I'll let you start off. What's your biggest takeaway?
Bo didn't throw a pick. Because we were on a 5 practice streak of
4
interceptions.
Jeez, you are just...
Was it 4?
You are
freaking
just
out.
freaking out, man.
Oh, I get it.
It was Friday, Saturday, and Monday. 3. Wow, you really were freaking out.
It was more than that.
No, his first
Really?
interception was Friday.
So it was 4 interceptions in 3 practices?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
now you're freaking out.
No, I think it was 5 interceptions in 3 practices because you said there was 2 yesterday.
Oh, if there was 2 yesterday, yeah, because one of them was 7-on-7, so 4.5.
Yeah.
4.5 in 3 days.
Today was a good day for Bo. Made a bunch of completions. I came away impressed. A big thing, didn't turn the ball over. 2-minute drill was probably the best stuff, though.
Yes, it certainly was. Do you just want to dive right into that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll give my biggest takeaway because
Yeah.
Bo not turning the ball over was very good. However, I just come to expect that from Bo, not being a turnover guy. Certainly would never freak out about him turning the ball over because, as Sean says, one of every 82 plays last season did he have a negative play. So that's interceptions, fumbles, and snaps combined, which is extremely low. My biggest takeaway today was someone that helped make Bo look really good, and that's Troy Franklin. Holy cow, he was on fire. Guys, we've talked pretty much every day about Troy Franklin and how he's having an outstanding training camp for anyone, but especially for him and really taking that step from year 1 to year 2. Today was his best practice, and I'm very comfortable saying that. That is how good Troy was. He potentially made a touchdown catch in 7-on-7s. For a pass from Bo Nix. It was the back corner of the end zone. He's dragging his feet. We're a whole field away, so we can't see if he's actually in. But I wouldn't have been surprised if he's in with how long he is.
Later.
Oh, yeah, exact. Wait. Yeah, no. I did see one video from a fan in the stands, but it was a warm-up video. So I'm sure they got their phone taken away.
Give me
right
those
after
vigilante videos.
I know. We need someone to sneak in. Yeah. And also, the shooting rules for photos for media changed today. A little more strict.
Tightening up.
Yeah.
Somebody did something Sean didn't like yesterday.
Do you know who it was?
I don't
Okay.
know. And do you know?
I don't know. I had my own theory that I felt pretty good about, but then there was a new theory passed on to me.
Can we hear him?
No.
No. Unfortunately, no.
So really quick on Sean, since we're talking about him, I think
And then I have a Troy Franklin take I want to get to.
there are. Okay, I'll save the Sean thing for later. Remind me. But so with Troy, he had that incredible catch. He also had probably the 2 biggest other catches during the day, and we'll get to one of them during the 2-minute final move, the ball drill.
Troy Franklin, man. I already told you guys yesterday that Benny's breakdown of Troy Franklin. If you were here at the bar on Friday, you left, I think, with a completely different perspective of Troy Franklin's rookie season. It was such a weird, narrative-driven season where it's people were saying he's having the worst training camp of any receiver they've ever seen. Crazy stuff coming out.
Getting absolutely MF'd by one specific coach day in and day out right in front of the media.
Yep.
And it just set the bar so down that all of the plays that he made during the season almost were just attempts to get back to neutral. And then he did drop a touchdown pass. I can't remember what game it was. Raiders? I don't know. But it was a tough catch. But because there's this narrative that he's having such a bad, he can't catch and all this, that he keeps getting knocked a peg down. So then Benny comes and just shows us all the great things he did as a rookie. And it was wow, that's exciting. Of course, it's capped off by a touchdown in the playoff game. And then I show up to practice last week and I'm that's not Troy Franklin. What'd you guys do with him? Different mindset, different quickness, different routes, different size. It just looks like a completely different person. And then the reports come out day after day after day after day that Troy Franklin is looking like a beast out there. And I'm just to the point where I'm Troy Franklin can completely alter the trajectory of the Denver Broncos offense.
Totally.
I truly believe that if Troy Franklin can live up to the expectations that I think he's resetting for himself during this camp and be I don't know, what's a comp, Henry?
Well, people got mad at me. Well, no, they laughed at me when I said there's some George Pickensy stuff. If the sideline attributes are actually there's some Pickensy stuff there.
Is he tall enough to be Pickens?
I mean, he's 6'3".
6'3".
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he has that same wiry type of build.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have those hands. We started to see some good catches in practice. The key to Pickens is the hands.
Anyways, George Pickens, take your pick of a super fast, long receiver with great routes. I mean, that's everything you want.
It's nice to see the 75-yard touchdown. Oh, sorry.
And I'm just saying, like, if you're able to pair Courtland Sutton with like a real upper tier number 2, and I realize that's a long leap from where he was last year to go to an upper tier number 2, but from what I'm seeing, I don't think it's out of the ballpark for him. Now you have a very formidable wide receiver combo. You have the depth of a Marvin Mims, a Pat Bryant, a Devon Vele to spell those guys and come in and bring what they do differently. You have Evan Ingram, and you have a revamped running back room. Like when we talk about kind of yesterday Super Bowl expectations and how everything has to align and you kind of have to get a little lucky and those sorts of things. Like Troy Franklin going from everyone ready to cut him literally in camp last year. People were talking about cutting Troy Franklin.
They were.
To a upper tier number 2 receiver in the NFL is one of those things that's like, whoa, you have to throw all of the things that you thought about this team coming into this season away. Now they have this guy.
Totally.
Oh, no, this is exactly what I thought because I was listening to what Sean was saying about how he liked this receiving group, and this has really lived up to it so far in camp. And Donald Wilson Jr. says, is talking about Troy, do it on game day and change the narrative. And I was actually having this conversation, speaking of narratives, Ryan, and what were you talking about earlier with where Troy was and how much has gone up and down, and now it's very much on the up. Week 1 is going to be huge for him. If he goes out there and has 4 catches for 60 yards and no touchdowns, a really good game, oh my gosh, that trajectory is just going to point straight up. If he goes out and has a touchdown and it includes a 40-yard touchdown, he also has 3 more catches and a 100-yard game, oh my gosh, it's going to be through the roof. People are going to be talking about him, as Donald also says, or as Zach says, that it won't be capped as wide receiver 2 potential. It'll be like, holy cow, how good can this guy be? But there's going to be a lot of pressure on Troy in the first couple weeks of the season, specifically week 1 of like, don't drop a ball. Because then all this hype, people will just, now it's all from the outside, but people will just say, oh, well, okay, you can only do it in practice. So it's going to be fascinating those first couple of weeks, especially because we know that there's a big rotation there. There's a lot of guys that can play this wide receiver 2 position.
Yeah, and I don't want to put the pressure on him of you can't have a drop in week 1. To me, it's more like you got to go out there and perform. Do the stuff you've been doing in practice, getting open consistently, making good plays on the ball. And if he has 7 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown and he happens to have a drop in there, I don't think it. Well, I'm personally not going to care.
Well, of course, but it's more so like the games last year.
And what I'll say about that, though, that I love is one, I think Sean Payton is very aware of this, and it's one thing that I think he does an incredibly good job of, is knowing what his players kind of need. Like, hey, let's try and get Troy a couple easy ones early in the game to get him feeling like, not thinking about the tee shot on this hole last year, proverbially. And then the other thing is the Titans secondary sucks.
Totally.
Yeah,
No,
that's
100%. 100%. And I don't think it's that. I think from the outside perspective is it's important for Troy. But I agree with you that Sean has confidence in him and knows exactly how to coach him up. And we've seen that, especially with the kicker, Will Lutz. He will never say a bad thing about Will Lutz because he knows that Will Lutz needs to be led by positive encouragement.
There's also very few bad things you could say about Will Lutz.
There was a kick yesterday, though, where Sean walked over and was standing about 3 feet behind Will. Not because he's done anything wrong, but just there's a pressure that comes with Sean is just standing right behind you.
Did Sean say anything negative about him after practice?
Oh, no.
Yep, exactly.
No. Yeah, Troy, though, again, there's a perspective. There was this terrible rookie year. I said this stat before, but picks 92 to 112. So he's 102. He's dead center. You look at all the guys drafted in that range in the past 10 years. He ranked 11th out of the 23 of them in receiving yards. Dead center. Yep. He gave you basically just a tiny bit better than what you'd expect from a receiver drafted in his spot. And of those 23 receivers, he was the youngest. So again, it wasn't a bad rookie year.
I love it. And not only are we seeing it, the Broncos coaches are really seeing it. We've heard Sean hype up Troy. We've also today got to talk to Joe Lombardi for the first time in camp. And holy cow, Joe's a guy that typically doesn't say a lot. Let's just say he's a big fan of Troy Franklin. We've got a couple of clips to play for you of what Joe said. And let's get to that after I give a shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays, because thank goodness I had my Shady Rays out at Broncos practice today, because they're polarized and there's so many options, and you need sunglasses wherever you live. Specifically, if you live in Colorado, we got 300 days of sunshine, so you can use these nearly every single day. And heck, even days when it's not sunny, the snow might be so bright that you need your Shady Rays. So these are things that you need year round. And the awesome thing about Shady Rays, there's so many things. First, they're polarized. Second, so many options. I mean, you're looking at sporty ones on the screen right now. They've got different styles for everything that you could possibly imagine. And they're affordably priced right off the bat. And then if you use the code DNVR over at shadyrays.com, you're going to get 35% off that already affordable price. These are the people's sunglasses, and they've got something for every single type of person out there. So go to shadyrays.com, use that code DNVR, and don't just take our word for it. Take the word of 300,000 people who have already given them 5-star reviews. Go to shadyrays.com, use that code DNVR.
And shout out to Cake, because if you're trying to get into rental real estate investments, Cake Mortgage has an awesome opportunity for you. So it can be tough to get your first rental property. Obviously, properties are expensive and they just keep getting more expensive. But with their DSCR loans, their debt service coverage ratio loans, they're able to make it a lot easier for you. The way it works is you just have to show that the rent income that you will gain on a property is going to pay for the mortgage or come close to paying your monthly mortgage payment. And there's a good chance that they can get you covered with that. It's a really cool thing. It's a very modern way to do it. So if you're trying to get into real estate investments, if you've already made investments, but you want more, this is the right way to do it. It also helps for people who don't have a W-2, don't have a tax return, whatever it may be. They can help you out. If you've always dreamed of owning an income property or you're building your real estate legacy, call 1-800-EAT-CAKE or head to the link in the description, because life's better with Cake. Cake Mortgage Corp, equal housing lender, NMLS number 1734623, licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply.
And life's better with everyone tuning in with us. We appreciate every single one of you tuning in with us. Hit us with a thumbs up if you're tuning in. Really helps us out. What are you shaking your head at?
Just news just came out that Shador is going to start for the Browns on Friday due to injuries to the other quarterbacks. But I'm just laughing because they haven't given him a single first team rep in practice, and now he's going to have to go lead the first team out there.
Doesn't he have the shoulder too?
He had a sore throwing arm.
Okay, but not a big deal. So is it just him? Because they signed Tyrod too. No, not
they
Tyrod.
signed Tyler
Snoop.
Huntley.
Yeah. So is it just the two of them?
Probably. I guess you could put Joe Flacco out there, but I don't think he's probably going to want that.
Yeah.
But I just think they better give him the rest of the week with the ones.
You would
Anyways,
think so.
That's for the Buffs podcast.
Everybody made fun of them for having so many quarterbacks.
And now
then they all got hurt.
They literally have 6 quarterbacks on their roster.
They needed more.
That is absolutely crazy. Okay, so Dion, let's hear from Joe Lombardi, the clip that I sent you of Lombardi talking about the step that Troy Franklin has took from year 1 to year 2.
That helps a lot. You know, guys mature as they get more experience. He's certainly playing faster and making more plays, so we're real excited about him. He's really stood out.
He's making plays, playing faster, and Joe Lombardi, the guy that doesn't get very excited, is really excited for Troy.
All right. Why do we have Joe Lombardi not on the podium?
They don't do that anymore. Sean gets podium. Not only are the coordinators off to the side, and this probably doesn't mean much to the people listening, but the coordinators are off to the side at the same time.
Yep, simultaneous. Take your pick.
That's another Sean Payton thing that happened to come here when Sean got here.
I'm going to bite my tongue.
Let's hear the other clip of the chemistry between Bo and Troy. This one should be better audio because RG filmed it, not me, and he's a professional.
Got a good feel for each other. You know, it really, experience with the receiver really helps as a quarterback, knowing their body language, where they're going to be. And so, yeah, that's really paid off. You know, as he's learned the offense, you know, he's able to, play naturally, and that's what Bo's used to, so it's been very helpful.
I love it. I mean, that shows that not only is he playing faster physically, but also mentally too.
Where is the Troy Franklin hype right now? Like, if you were giving fantasy football advice to everybody out there, where does Troy Franklin rank among the Broncos?
Good point. I should look if he's available in my league right
Evan
now.
Ingram, Court, maybe a running back?
Or in terms of everyone.
I'd say with everyone.
Not Bo, though?
No, not Bo. That's a tough one.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with the running backs.
If I was giving fantasy advice, no, JK's up there.
Yeah.
JK might be one.
He might be.
And Court and Evan, and then...
I'd probably go Evan in front of JK.
And then RJ.
JK over Courtland?
In terms of, like, fantasy?
I think so. I mean, you have to... Running backs are valuable there, and a guy who you just know is getting a bunch of carries is worth quite a bit.
Today was the first time the J.K. Dobbins did not get the first snap, so the starter snap in team period this entire training camp, and it's because he had a vet rest day.
I'll pizza bet that Courtland Sutton ends up with more fantasy points than J.K. Dobbins by the end of the year.
I don't know how that works.
I'd take that. Crazy guy trying to get in.
So who would you take?
I would take JK. Yep.
You want the pizza bet?
I'd lean with Henry. Boom, got another pizza bet. We're going to have to make sure you here writes that one down.
Wait,
oh my
PPR,
gosh,
no PPR?
someone is trying to...
What?
Half PPR?
Sure.
Yeah, probably an
Splits the
important thing
difference.
to... Yeah.
It is, yes.
Yeah, I just think in terms of where the hype is, I don't think there's anyone more hyped on this Broncos team right now than Troy Franklin. No, it's also coming with expectations and stuff. Like Sean Payton just said, Bo Nix is going to be a top 4 or 5 quarterback in the NFL. So if you're just taking it from like a base level, yeah, then probably Bo. Yeah. Pat Surtain coming off a defensive player of the year. Everyone knows how good he is, but the expectations of, as Ryan said earlier, where they were to where they are now, Troy's probably the most hyped guy in training camp, and deservedly so, because he just continues to make plays. And I think this might be a good transition, Henry, to talking about the rest of practice, because in my mind, and we'll end with the final 7-on-7 period. So let's just take people through, or the final team period.
Oh, okay.
So let's just take people through what happened at practice today. They started off with a 7-on-7 period, and Bo starts off with a 15-yard touchdown pass to Devon Vele. It was a good play, good touchdown. Obviously, they're only working 15 yards out, so this is red zone. Short pass to Adam Troutman, then incomplete to Evan Ingram. Then it was that pass to Troy Franklin, which may have been in bounds.
I think he was out.
Probably out of bounds. That's what it looked like. But again, we're 60 yards away.
Yeah.
This was the 7-on-7 one?
Yes.
Offense wasn't giving much pushback. Like the DBs did a little high five, and nobody on the offense really reacted. Typically, the offense at least says like, "Yeah, good job," if it's close.
Maybe it's just because Troy's burning them so much, they're just used to it, so they don't even celebrate when he scores a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, in my notes, I wrote probably out of bounds. But it was if he was out of bounds, it's because the ball wasn't put nearly catchably in bounds. Troy did a really good job of extending himself as far as possible. Then,
sorry,
get your mind out of there.
I wasn't gonna stop us.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah,
then it was team periods from then on out, and it started off with 2 straight runs. Like I mentioned, RJ Harvey getting the first carry, but it's because J.K. Dobbins, we assume, had a vet rest day. I believe he was out there at the very beginning of practice, then went inside. So I don't think there's anything to worry about there. Sean's told us that some vets are going to have vet rest days, so I wouldn't worry unless he's not out there the next practice on Thursday. So don't worry about that. Then Tyler Bidet, the next running back up, that might be notable because we're kind of wondering who the third running back is.
Very notable.
Now we get a little look who's running with the 2s when J.K. Dobbins isn't there, or who's running with the 1s when J.K. isn't there, and it is number 28. Then Bo hits Nate Adkins for a little completion, and then we end with a R.J. Harvey run up the middle. So not much there in terms of Bo movement here. The next team period, Henry, do you want to take us through this one? I can if it's...
No, yeah. You go ahead.
Okay. So Bo starts off. This is notable too. Speaking of young receivers stepping up, Pat Bryant catches a ball 15 yards from Bo Nix on Riley Moss. Riley Moss has been shut down in training camp, specifically when he's working on the outside. This was to the outside, and Pat Bryant was able to beat Riley Moss. Again, Riley's had a fantastic camp. The fact that a rookie, Pat Bryant, able to beat him, really impressive.
What kind of route?
Out route.
Yep.
Nice.
On the left sideline. So really good play by the rookie there. Shout out to Pat. Then RJ Harvey. This was not his fault, but it was a run off the right tackle. He gets the ball and is immediately, his right tackle and I think right guard are pushed back into him. Incredible job by Jonathan Cooper. I kid you not, Jonathan Cooper might be the best front seven player the Broncos have had in training camp so far. Probably the best outside linebacker. He's been so good against the run and the pass.
Potentially quietest 10-sack season in Broncos history last year.
I would sign off on that.
Yep. I'm only 20.
Who's had the better camp, him or Benito?
Jeez. I gotta go Benito. I gotta.
No.
There are too many plays where he's
I want you guys to argue about this.
It's just the Cooper. It's the
Cooper's
run
had more
stuff with
sacks.
Cooper. You think he's had more sacks?
Yes,
I don't think he's
Cooper's-
had more sacks.
Yeah, he's had more sacks and he's been incredible in the run game.
Okay.
The reason I asked is because it's a good thing that you guys
Oh,
both
it's-
have a different take.
Yeah.
It's a great thing because I also think the Broncos should sign over $100 million check to Nick Benito right now. 4 years, $100 million. Sign it right now because I love Nick Benito and I would probably take him for the season. It's just crazy how good Jonathan Cooper's been.
Little bootleg, and then he throws it behind, I believe, Devon Vele at a tough angle.
Yep.
And then just a little. I think it was a pass to Harvey, but I couldn't tell. It looked like he just dumped it off and let him run a little bit. Not much there.
So far, pretty even practice in terms of offense and defense. Bo's had some completions. He's also had some incompletions. Nothing bad, nothing great from either side, really, outside of Jonathan Cooper's run stuff. Then we get they were doing just outside of the red zone today. That's what they were focusing on. So they started at the 30-yard line. This is another team period, and he throws the ball to Pat Bryant. It's a low throw, probably not the best throw in the world from Bo. Pat not able to come up with it. It did look like it hit him in the hands potentially, or one hand.
I mean, it would have hit him in the knees, but he got his hands down on it.
Okay, so he did, but unable to catch it. Again, this was like 70 yards away from us, so it was a little hard to see. Then Bo was almost sacked, and he threw, I believe RG called it, it was a Paxton patch throw, where he sailed it 15 yards out of the end zone.
It was a throwaway.
It was a throwaway. I mean, the pressure would have got him. I think
It was fourth down.
Benito,
Yep.
Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper.
okay,
I think there would have been
okay.
3 sacks.
It's a fourth down?
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Paxton Patch
it
for
wasn't.
fourth down.
Yeah. No, I know. What I said, RG said that. It just shows how big of an overthrow it was. Then he bounces back really well, hits Pat Bryant on the left side for 8 yards. Another Pat Bryant reference or mention there. And then he hits Michael Bandy for a 15-yard
Bandy
touchdown.
man can.
He definitely
Bandy
can.
also had a great play in the 7-on-7s.
It was so good he earned himself a spot on the practice squad.
Well, yeah, poor guy.
It's not a bad place to be.
No,
It's not. I think it's now up to like around $300,000 for a year if you make it.
To just practice football.
Yeah.
Yep.
That rules.
Henry,
do you have the details of the Bandy?
Oh, the wheel route.
Wheel route?
Wheel route. I think it was like against some of those young DBs, and they didn't really know what to do. Because that's the route that broke the Broncos defense repeatedly last year. Like how many times did running backs catch those wheel routes? Because the way it's built, there's nobody to account for if this guy gets all the way out and then up. And so he keeps doing that stuff to those
Totally.
guys.
And I mean, if you get the right, coverage, you can kind of set a pick on the linebacker trying to run after him.
Yes.
It's a really good point. Okay, and then we had the last team period, which is, I think, where Bo really shined. At least Bo shining in training camp happened. Let's get to that after I give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time, because it is almost game day, which means it is time to break out Game Time. If you don't have it on your phone already, go to the App Store and download the Game Time app. When you sign up, use the code DNVR to get $20 off your first purchase. So you can see Troy Franklin score a touchdown from Bo Nix in week 1 and have the hype train go absolutely off the rails right in front of your eyes at Empower Field at Mile High. Make sure to get tickets, whether it's for the Broncos, whether it's for the Rockies. Henry, you going to any Rockies games this week?
I was done, but that Wednesday afternoon game tomorrow, when there's
No practice.
no practice, no podcast, none of that. It might suck me in.
Well, use code DNVR. Well, actually, I know
have.
you've already used it,
Yes.
so you already got the $20 off. Use that, and then
Yeah.
you can use that money on concessions on our friends over at Bet365. So check out Game Time. Download the Game Time app and use that code DNVR to get $20 off. What time is it?
Game time?
Game time.
Also, shout out to Toyota. You know, I had to ride the scooter here today because Allie took the Toyota. And so then I was all hot. But if I had taken my Toyota, I would not because AC in that thing cranks.
Yep.
Just one of the...
Is she here?
She is here.
So are you gonna send her back on the scooter and you get the car?
No. Smarter than that.
Okay.
Anyways, Toyotas are just the absolute best. I have had 2 other car brands in my life, and it is unbelievable how much better my Toyota is than those cars. And like, I thought I loved those cars at the time, you know? It's kind of like if you had like an old girlfriend and you like in the moment you're like, this is going great, and then you look back on that and once you find your soulmate and you're like, wow, that was trash.
So soulmates are Toyotas.
Toyota
Yes.
is the soulmate of cars.
It's true.
So if you're looking for your soulmate to take onto the road, go visit Front Range Toyota store at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is the official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR.
And definitely this is not an official slogan of Toyota, but make sure you're always riding your soulmate.
That's what they say.
Isn't it?
That's yep.
That's
Are you sure that's
essentially,
not an
that's
official-
essentially the 2 paths we got to there.
They can have that one for free.
Yes. Yeah, I should pitch that to him.
Okay, so
We know our guy who's listening, Paul.
Shout out, Paul.
Paul, I believe he's
Paul, do you have any more context about Paul?
GM of
Oh, there we go.
Mountain States Toyota.
Yeah.
Man, if I was
There's
him, I'd
like
feel
8
so
of them. I feel
great
good about
this
that. I hope I didn't get the name and the Toyota wrong. Almost became my best friend.
Shout out Mr. Toyota. How about that?
Yep. Whoever you may be.
Okay, so
Only in
Henry, take
Japan.
us through this final team period now.
Yeah. So final team period. This is the fun one. This is why you stay to the end of practice, because that's when they do the best stuff.
You know what? Really quick, let's give this shout out to Toyota from our friend Keith Tracy. Had a Camry with 400,000
Wow.
miles on it. Now I have a Corolla with 250,000 miles. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's
You're not going to hear that
650,000
about
miles.
any other
How
brand of
far?
car.
No way.
What's like the circumference of the Earth? Best guess. This is a fun game.
Not
Okay.
doing
Closest to the
that.
pin.
I'm
Who's
gonna
got it?
I'm gonna go 12,500 miles.
I'm gonna go.
no idea.
I'm gonna take the over.
'Kay.
I'm gonna say 95,000.
Oh, okay. No, I'm gonna
gonna
change
say
my-
100.
Okay, I'm gonna go 200. No, 20,000. I'm so much closer.
24,901.
Let's go, baby.
So wait. So 24,901, 400,000 miles. That's 16 times around the Earth.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Really quick, do
What
you?
road is that?
The Equator Way.
Oh, Jose gives it
Equator
to us.
Ave.
Equator
Jose
Ave.
gave it to us in kilometers. I can't believe you guys
Oh.
didn't answer in kilometers.
That's
Dang.
Do
If
you
that's
guys
a- yeah.
do you guys know how long the horizon is, or how far the horizon is? I think that's
What does
probably the
that
better way to.
mean?
I don't know.
So-
Sean Payton said this, so you know.
Yeah,
Just
so-
don't answer. Ryan, do you know how far the horizon is? Right? How
Yeah.
long it is?
Is this a figure
Far.
of speech?
No, it's real.
It's science.
Yeah, it is science. Yeah.
So Earth sphere generally accepted. So if you're on the water,
generally, yeah.
generally, like for most of us, the Earth is a
crazy
sphere.
you have to say
I'm sure
that.
there's somebody out there. So if you're on a sphere and you're looking straight ahead, there's a point at which, because it's not flat, you can no longer see it.
Uh-huh.
So how far out is that point?
For just the average human?
Yep.
Or is it the
Yeah.
same for everyone?
Well,
It
it
probably
would be
depends
very
on where you
slightly
are.
different based on your height. And I imagine you're not standing on water unless you're. I guess there's one guy that could be.
100 miles.
Whoa,
No,
Sean Payton.
Zach Allen was way closer.
Sean Payton would be very disappointed in you.
I don't even understand the question, to be honest.
Well, because it's a sphere, so at some point, because you can't see the other side of the Earth, obviously. So
Am
how
I on
far
top
is
of
the
a hill? Am I?
No, you're
I
on the
don't think
water.
so.
Nebraska.
Because the water level is important for this. It's like a ship thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you guys never said that
I'm
part.
pretty
Yeah,
sure I
it's
said
true, it's
something
true.
about the ocean.
I don't think Deanna, was the ocean ever mentioned? Yeah, I don't think
Chat
so.
has
Either. Like
me.
I was just thinking, like I don't know, to look.
Yeah, because then on Earth there's like mountains.
I have
we
no
all
idea.
know that.
Just
so,
answer it.
So Sean said this was when he went up to Zach Allen during practice last week before he signed the deal and said, I think the ships are seeing each other in terms of like the contracts. Both sides are beginning
Yes.
to get close.
It's on the horizon.
So Sean said, how long's he said the ships are on the horizon.
Yep,
And
you're on-
so
you're
Sean
on.
said, how long's the horizon? And Zach Allen said, in Sean's words, I was very disappointed in his answer. He said 20 miles. And Sean said, no, it's 8 miles. Then Zach Allen comes up on the podium right after Sean and says, I did some research, and if you're standing on the top of a ship, the horizon's actually 20 miles.
A cruise ship.
A
Because they're
cruise
very
ship,
tall.
yes.
So like 7 stories. Yeah.
Again, hurricane, like stuff. The ocean. I don't know this stuff.
What are the odds Sean Googled that morning and just had the fact like ready to go for when the time came? Was proud of
Or
it?
he lived in New Orleans for a long time, so
Yeah.
there is a lot of probably
True.
horizon talk.
True.
So maybe that's just something that they know and we don't.
One thing I'm really good at is if you like point at something, you're like, how many yards away is that? I can tell you.
Wow.
It's
From
always
golf.
the golf throws me off though, because then I look at a football field and I say like, that's a sand wedge all the way across.
Yeah.
It feels wrong.
That does
Football
feel
fields
wrong.
are deceiving, but I think it's because of the stadium that really screws you up.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. You just, like I was riding a boat in Grand Lake and they were like, stay 150 yards away from the shore. I was like, I know exactly what that is.
The other one that throws me off with football fields is like, because they used to have the baseball diamonds on them. And so the fact that like the throw from third base to first base is a 40-yard throw.
It's 30.
I think it's
'cause
40.
It's across, yeah.
Yeah, but 40 yards on that throw. Like you see him make the throw, and on TV it's like, oh, just a little throw. That's the equivalent of like the 30-yard line to the 30-yard line in the NFL. That's a long throw.
That's a good point.
Yeah, football, when you
really
get
good
down on a
point.
field, you're like, it's that hard to get 10 yards.
Yeah.
When you're standing there just looking
Right.
at
Yeah.
10 yards,
Right,
you're like,
right.
this should be easy. You need
Yeah.
four
Yeah.
tries to get this?
And then you look over at Zach Allen, and you're like, oh, I guess I see the challenge.
And there's
Do you
10
think
more of those.
There's any more Broncos talk on the horizon
Ah,
for
yes.
us today?
Well, we've teased it pretty well this
Yep.
last series.
Gotta wait for
so
the viewers
far,
to get in here.
As our guy Zach Anderson says, I want to hear about the last series.
Oh, okay.
Henry, take us through the situation.
So the situation, the offense has the ball. The game is 20-20. Minute 28 on the clock. Fourth quarter. So this is it. And the offense has the ball at their own 28. So both sides have a timeout. That's your scenario. So score wins it. You don't score, it's not the end of the world. You can punt it away.
And yeah, either score.
Either score, yes. So offense has the ball. First play. Bo Nix drops back, finds Troy Franklin on an outbreaking route. Doesn't get out of bounds, though, and the clock is running. They hurry up. And there's a short pass over the middle that I didn't think was complete, but apparently was. Do you know who that was to?
Tyler Bidet. Notable again.
Yes, notable again. Now 1st and 10. Back to Troy Franklin on the sideline. 15 yards. They get across midfield to the 41.
Whoa. We're not
Did I
going,
miss something?
We're not moving past that play that quickly. This was the diving, outstretched Troy, who makes an incredible catch. It's on the sideline. He's diving, catches it, gets both feet in bounds, and then I believe goes out of bounds, right?
Vertical route?
No, it was a corner, or it was just an out route
Okay.
to the left sideline. I had it for 20. Henry had it for 15, so somewhere right around there. Definitely a first down. Big chunk play. This now gets the Broncos, I believe. Yes, it definitely gets the Broncos into the defense's territory. Incredible catch by Troy, and this is kind of why I think Bo Nix had a good day, a solid day. But if it wasn't for Troy Franklin making this catch, it might be just like defense absolutely dominates again. Defense might have won the day again today, but it was at least close. I think Troy Franklin's the reason why. And this catch was beautiful. It wasn't a wide open catch like we hoped to see last year from Troy. It was actually an extremely difficult catch.
Yep. So it
Did
gets
he
him
catch
to
it with
the.
his hands like this or like this?
It was I don't know that detail.
Yeah, I was looking through too many people.
I would imagine
Matters
it
to
was
me.
like this.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
Because he was, yeah, it's a good question. Again, far field. A lot of tall people in front of us.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're to the 41-yard line. So from there, you're thinking 58-yard field goal. You're basically where you want to be. It's 1st and 10. You hit Devon Bailey on an out. He gets out of bounds. 9 yards, 24 seconds left. And now they're at the 32-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. And so Bo Nix tries the fade to
Courtland Sutton.
Michael Bandy.
Yeah, that's the one you
Michael
would have wanted
Bandy.
to be.
Doesn't quite work out.
Riley Moss in coverage.
Yep,
Swap fade at
incomplete.
least?
No, I think he was on the I could be wrong. A lot of people, I thought he was on the boundary.
Okay.
That would make a lot less sense, though. So now it's 3rd and 1 with 20 seconds. Again, you're at the 32-yard line. So they just run it up the middle, pick up the first down with Jaleel McLaughlin, and they say, that's that. That's the drill. The offense is in field goal range. They won.
Yep. Successful.
Yep.
Hell
Very
yeah.
successful.
They didn't kick it?
No, I think there might have been a time crunch at the end of practice. I know that's why yesterday they like flipped quarterbacks
Based
for
on
the end.
NFL rules?
Yeah, because you're allowed to go 2.5 hours.
I
They
think they just trust Will Lutz.
That
They
could be
would've
too.
said,
Yeah.
Yesterday's
They
practice,
do
though.
trust Will Lutz, but I also think they probably just didn't want anything to take away that nice ending to the Broncos
yeah.
offensive practice.
Yeah.
That could be.
because it was exactly how you wanted it to go. It was it was a good run to pick up the first down. The drive could have continued if they wanted. They could have spiked it and kicked the field goal. But you have a couple of big chunk plays too.
And if you think about it this way, like offense is high-fiving going off the field there, right?
Yep.
Then
yeah.
if they go out there and line up for a field goal and it gets blocked,
Oh.
defense is screaming, running down the field, pointing at the offense.
Yep. So I thought another fairly balanced day. Today, the practice did feel, I don't know, it just didn't have crazy amount of juice. I don't want to say flat because that sounds too negative. It just wasn't a hyped up special practice like we saw last week. They were in full pads today, so they were hitting. But, I mean, we just went through it. There wasn't anything special, really.
No. I mean, the 2-minute drill to a game-winning drive there
Yeah.
counts to me as special. But yeah, to me, offense won pretty easily, I would say. I know
Wow.
there was the stuff in the run game. I guess I also just discount the run game a little bit here because you don't know what exactly is happening. Like, there are a couple times you're like, oh, I think he might have just picked up 15 yards on that run, but also, is he breaking that arm tackle? But in the passing game, I thought, especially the starters, to be clear, I thought it was a great day even for the offense.
I have an issue with something that was said in the comments.
Good.
Right here, it says, from Texas Lean, I lean more on Troy being a bust. I don't even think that word is possible for Troy Franklin.
Wow. Because of where he was
I don't think
drafted?
5th-round picks can be busts.
What about fourth?
early fourth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know.
Well,
Was he fourth? He was fourth?
He was early
Yep.
fourth. Ryan,
102.
really quick, just why people think he can be a bust is because some people thought he might be a first round
That's
pick.
the problem is
Yep.
that early
Exactly.
expectations were too high. 5th, 4th. The point kind of stands is that is a seesaw pick. Some of them fall this way, some of them fall that way. It's just it's in the middle of the draft. That's literally how it works. But like,
Yes.
okay, I was gonna name off some 4th round or some 5th round picks, but let's do some 4th
Who are
round
they?
picks.
Okay.
Any Wazarike.
Yeah. Future starter in the NFL.
Albert Okwuegbunam.
Yeah,
Raider.
Giant.
Josie Jewell,
Raider?
Deshaun
Think Raider.
Hamilton.
Raider.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
these are just
Deshaun.
average players. If they hit, they hit. If they don't, they don't. Like
Yeah.
Josie Jewell and Deshaun Hamilton is a perfect example. One never did anything really for the Broncos. One did some stuff for the Broncos and was pushed out. Like, that's what 4th round picks do.
Yep.
So if you get a career out of Troy Franklin, then that was a massive success. If you don't, it was just like, yeah, that's what happens. We're clearly, to me, already past the point of the potential of the word bust being attached to him. Like, he's going to contribute to the Broncos offense a lot this year, I think. And yeah, so to me, bust is reserved for really like 1st round picks. 2nd round picks and 3rd round picks, it's understandable. Maybe you could say early 4th, but even then, like, I just went through it. I don't think so.
No, here you
Yeah.
go. I mean, day 3 picks, Ryan. That's how you can just sum it up.
Sure.
It's like anything you get on day 3 that turns out to be something, whether it's for a year or a couple of years, you're very, very pleased with. So you're right that the expectations for Troy were just totally off. And then also what didn't help him as well is the connection with Bo Nix. And yes, that connection was real in college, but it completely changed when they got to the NFL. And I think that really hurt both sides. And Ryan, you have Texas Lean saying, I retract my statement.
Got him to lean the other way.
You did it.
Wow. You don't see people change their mind on the internet all that often.
Especially
I now like
it's-
Texas Lean.
Yeah.
That's my guy now. But yeah, the thing about Troy, like you said, it's expectations. The week of the draft, he's going late first round in the big mock drafts to the Bills and the Chiefs. He's coming off a year where he was 6th in the nation in receiving yards. Like, that's a huge number, 1,400 yards. He's 3rd in touchdowns. And so it's this massive prospect, and everybody's hyping him up as the steal of the draft, and he fits perfectly with Bo, and like all this sort of stuff. And so when he does have, like we said, a very average season for somebody drafted where he is, despite being so young, it's just the bar's up here, and he actually is here, but that doesn't mean he can't now just take off.
I ask this in confidence. It's just us three here.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you mute us, Dion?
Oh, yeah. Give us
Can
a
you
second.
don't do it. Can you guys understand why a coach might not want the media in their practices? After
Totally.
what happened with Troy Franklin.
Oh, interesting.
Like, you've
yes,
got
because
the-
we are very much just hyping him up once again.
Well, no, I'm saying the other way around.
Oh, with the
Bashing him,
drops
yeah.
last
He
year.
was just, this dude was torn to
Okay.
pieces. A 21-year-old kid comes into Broncos camp as a 4th-round pick. And, I mean, everywhere I tuned in,
Yep.
Twitter, radio,
Yep.
podcast, people were, like, talking about this guy like he was dog water.
Yep.
And
To be fair, one of his coaches was also kind of doing that right
but
in
I'm
front
just
of
saying,
us.
no one would have ever known about that.
Yeah.
You know? And so,
But also it's the NFL.
look, I am very pro us being at practice. But that is the downside, and probably why Sean Payton is extra sensitive with this stuff, is because he, like I said earlier, is very cognizant of his players' psyches. And there's no way that did anything positive for Troy Franklin.
No.
No, you're right. It certainly didn't. And now he's got a new moxie, a new confidence to him, and it's clearly translating to the field extremely well. And Bo Nix is noticing it too, because he continues to throw his way, especially in clutch situations.
Plus, you guys are protected by the PFWA anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to
yes.
Leggy.
out to Leggy.
Okay, let's get into other things from practice today. But I got to remind you to become a diehard.
Yes.
Go to thednvr.com/intro to get in on our offer. And right now we've got the DNVR Broncos tailgate tier. With that, you're getting all of our coverage over at thednvr.com, not just Broncos, but Nuggets, Avs, Rockies, Buffs, Rams, for an entire year, plus a free t-shirt, plus 2 tailgate tickets to our tailgates, which is $140 value right there just for the tailgate tickets. You're getting that plus a free t-shirt plus all of our coverage for $89.99. Become a diehard now. Not only do you get all of our coverage, but you also support us. We really appreciate it. And then we can see you out at one of the tailgates. If you're the base tier right now, which you can also still get in on for $59, you can upgrade to the tailgate tier and get a free t-shirt as well. So go to thednvr.com/intro. We appreciate everyone's support. We've got thousands of people rocking and rolling with us as diehards right now. Join this community. You get access to a Discord. You get so many things. I could keep going on and on, but let's get back to Broncos practice today. A semi-big thing happened at the beginning of practice. Dre Greenlaw out at practice wearing full pads. Love to see it. A very encouraging step. But in my head, I'm like, no, why are we doing this? Why are we rushing him back? And then they said, no, we're not rushing you back. Go to the side field and do some conditioning work. So he was out there in pads, which is a positive step. Same with Q Robinson. Also out there in pads. Yesterday, he was wearing a knee brace. Today, he's out there in pads. Both of them off to the side field.
Yep.
So not full participants by any means, but still a good sign.
I don't think Benny would mind me sharing something that he said on Friday night about Dre Greenlaw coming back for joint practices. And he was just like, no way I would let him go out there because he's going to be so hyped up, as one would be, to go against their former team in joint practices. Like, coming off an injury, that's just not smart.
No,
Yeah.
totally. And I'm pretty sure Sean said this at the podium on Saturday. He essentially said that Dre is either going to play in joint practice or in the preseason game. I was told behind the scenes yesterday or the day before, Dre's not playing in either of them. So I hope that who I heard that from is right, because I don't need to see Dre until week 1. Would it be fun to see him on Thursday? Of course. I don't need to see it, and I don't want to see it because there's just no need to.
No.
But Sean has kind of publicly said it, so I'm curious how this is going to go.
Yeah.
I'm also curious.
I know exactly how it's going to go. Sean gets to play the good guy, telling Dre, like, yeah, we got you. We're going to get you out there. and then the doctors come in and say, sorry, dude, you're not cleared.
I really want you out there, Dre. Yeah, it's very true.
Yep.
There were some other injury things today. Michael Burton quietly has not practiced for about 5 days in a row. And then he walked out after practice. He was wearing a sleeve all the way down his right leg. Mm-hmm. Something to keep an eye on. Michael Burton.
He's the fullback.
The fullback.
Well, I know.
Number 20.
Oh.
I just didn't hear the name.
Yeah, it's interesting because you do have Nate Adkins who can do some of that stuff. I think, again, though, you want to be able to go heavy and run the football at times. And so if you're playing Nate Adkins at fullback, then you're not playing him at tight end. And so who are you playing there? And it limits what you can do. I think Michael Burton's job is safe, but it is always interesting when you have a guy who you think could do some of those same things and the vet's hurt.
Really quick, just since Nate Atkins' name has been brought up twice today, if you see any not positive
stupid things
talk
that aren't
on
funny,
Nate Atkins on the internet, it's false. Don't.
Unless it's football related. In which case,
just don't even engage.
Opinion-based. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Has Marvin Mims been too quiet this camp?
It is a good question.
He's a little screen boy. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, 47% of his targets are on screens. What he does is get the ball and make a play happen. And this isn't a situation for that. And I think like you want to, he has some of that deep stuff too. I would say if you wanted him to be like a threat over the middle and somebody who's like exploring his game, as some would say, he hasn't necessarily done that. But Marvin's gonna Marvin, and that's a very valuable piece. I haven't seen anything that makes me think he's different than the player we saw last year.
So because I love Marvin Mims, I'm gonna call him a playmaker, not a screen boy.
It reminded me of that meeting we had where Dre said when you put little in sentences, it totally changes the meaning.
Yeah.
Little screen boy does sound bad. I want to retract that, like I learned from our friend the Texan.
Good retraction.
Yeah,
that's a retraction.
Good.
The answer is he's a weapon. He's weapon X, weapon M for the 2 M's that he has. And I think he's going to be a monster. I'm not worried at all.
For me, he's a big playmaker because he is going to take screens. He's going to line up in the backfield and get screens thrown to him that way. He's going to get handoffs, and he's also going to take the top off of defense. I think I said this maybe Saturday or yesterday's show. He's going to be on the field about 35-40% of the offensive snaps, and when he's on the field, he's going to get the ball a good chunk of those. He might have the 6th most catches on the team after this season, but the 2nd or likely 3rd most yards. So he is going to be very impactful. 4th behind Troy.
Courtland, Evan Ingram, Troy, Marvin.
Okay. What about Pat
Flip
Bryant?
Troy and Marvin for me. And
Devon.
Pat's right there. Man, it's going to be tough on who gets jersey.
Just give them all jerseys.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, other injury things.
JFM? I believe JFM wasn't going through things. That's more like vet day.
I think so, and this is where we have to guess right now, but I think J.K. Dobbins was a vet rest day. Malcolm Roach, I think, was a vet rest day. And I think JFM was a partial vet rest day because I think he went through individuals, but then didn't do anything after that.
What about Michael Burton? He's the oldest guy on the team.
No pads at all. Oh, yeah. Well, 5 straight vet rest days.
Second day of training camp that we haven't heard from Sean Payton, I believe. Would have been a good one to hear from him.
Probably why we didn't hear from him.
Coordinators have to talk at some point this week. Doing it now so that he can talk after the joint practice makes sense. At the same time, with all those guys now out there, a lot of speculation. I'm speculating.
Are you purposely wearing your hat like that, or did you just accidentally set it that way?
Did it go different?
It's just like I'm sitting on top.
So sometimes I
down.
adjust it. And it's just kind of like, I don't really think about it.
Back to normal.
Because then when I look at the clips that we post after, I'm like, wait, why was my hat off here? Why is it off center? You got to focus in.
I think that's all I've got from today's practice.
Yeah, Pat Bryant, a touchdown in 7-on-7s from Sam Ellinger. Caleb Lohner, a touchdown there as well.
Pat Bryant had a heck of a day, too.
Pat
Was
Bryant
it his only
had a heck
catch
of a
of
day.
training camp?
He,
That's all he's supposed to do.
it has
for
gotten
one.
better. It has gotten better. You'll see like little 4-yard like bootleg. He's getting open underneath. He has a long way to go, but I'm excited. I'm also excited. we might as well say now, we're doing a little fantasy draft for this first preseason game on Friday. I put a lot of thought into this, and tight end is one of those spots where you could go a lot of different directions. Like, because Caleb Lohner's just gambled. Does he catch a touchdown?
Yeah, you're overthinking it.
Oh, I plan on it. Yeah.
Okay, we got a lot of super chats, but before we get to the super chats, we're on YouTube right now. You know who else is on YouTube?
Almost everybody.
Including the
Bo
Broncos
Nix.
quarterback,
Oh,
Bo
yes.
Nix. Let's play a little clip, an 18-second clip from his video. And I got a couple of questions for you, but I think this is going to fire Broncos fans up. Let's watch it.
I was actually talking with Courtland and Sutton about this during a game. It was end of a game. It was kind of a tight game, and we kind of needed a drive. We needed to go score. And we were talking to each other, and I told him I may be a psychopath, but I love these kind of moments. I love when you don't have any other choice. You have to go down and score.
Bo lives for big-time moments, baby.
Love that. I'm glad he shared.
Yeah.
He
I don't
looked
need
very
my-
sincere
yeah.
and genuine.
I know we're in a new era. I like the old era of, like, I don't want my quarterback on YouTube.
You know who else clearly likes the old era?
Sean Payton?
An old school coach like Sean
Yeah.
Payton. What did he do when he came here with Russ, who did this way more than Bo? I mean, this was just 2 days. Bo's sitting down for an interview.
With who?
A camera.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just takes you through 2 days. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
But when I saw this, I thought, wait, this is now Bo Nix's YouTube channel. Bo Nix has clearly a team working with him. How much is this going to go? Bo, just take it slowly.
He knows.
Do you think-
I definitely think he knows. But when I saw this, I mean, how do you not think, like, how does Sean Payton feel about this?
Do you think that he asked Sean Payton? Like, is that where their relationship is at?
He should have.
I just can't even imagine that conversation. Like, oh, hey, Sean, like, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel.
It's
What do you
probably
think?
more like, hey, my agent thinks that I should start a YouTube channel.
Are you going to bench
that
me?
cool?
Like,
I don't
Yeah.
know. I have no idea how this stuff works. I've never been in an NFL room like that.
I also might feel differently if Nathaniel Hackett didn't exist. Like, if we hadn't gone through that whole thing with him and Russell Wilson at the same time, and I know that Nathaniel Hackett didn't have his own YouTube, but there was more of this kind of stuff where I'm just like, nope, keep the behind the scenes. I like how Sean Payton does it. I don't need to be one of those other weird
As
teams.
a YouTuber myself, I'm in support of my fellow YouTuber Bo Nix.
Good.
Okay.
And it's really cool. It's
Like
a
and
cool
subscribe.
look at.
I hope he said it.
He did not say it. It was a really, really well done. Just look at Bo training for 2 days in July. So that's dropped. I'm just curious how many more we see. Do these cameras ever go in the Broncos facility?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So maybe we don't hear from him until next summer as well. So you can keep your eyes out on the
Actually,
lookout
I could
for
see
that.
them on game days because he likes to post like the little Instagrams.
Yeah.
He
So
does.
maybe like an extended cut on the YouTube channel.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with Instagram.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think quarterback should be on Instagram, shouldn't be on Twitter. To me, should certainly not be on YouTube.
Do you think the head coach should be on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube?
Head coach, I think, can do Twitter. I don't know about Instagram, certainly not YouTube.
Speaking of, shout out to Sean. We appreciate we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Receiver
I
Sean,
don't
Twitter,
care what
great.
they do if they win. That's my ultimate.
oh, it's
take.
100%. One more thing about this Broncos team before we get to super chats. Do you guys see the clip? Well, I know you saw the clip of the story Dan Rossini told Chase Daniels on their show.
I sure did.
Let's watch it because it's going a little viral today in Broncos country.
He just reminds me of someone like in love. Like he has this like in love feeling way about him with this team.
Who does?
Because he-
John?
Yes.
Yeah.
He left me a voicemail this summer and he didn't even say like, hi, hello. All he said was, I love my Q.
Yeah.
And
He's
hung up.
refreshed. He's
Did you guys get that voicemail too?
Yeah. Once a night, actually.
Shout out to Q Robinson. I mean, Coach
Yeah.
clearly likes him a lot.
Yes,
Clearly.
exactly.
Wow. So that's he loves Bo Nix enough to just be leaving random voicemails about how much he loves him.
Yep.
I mean, there was no reason to think he didn't like Bo Nix as much as he always says he does, but there's more evidence.
Yep,
It's-
there certainly is. There's one big takeaway that I have from all of this that's come out from Sean over the past 48 hours, and then we'll get to Super Chats really quick. And we'll do all of that in overtime. Go to thednvr.com for overtime for the last part of this. And before I give my take, Ryan,
You want to know what the actual flex of that story was from Diana Rossini?
that Sean's calling her.
No, that Sean called her and she didn't answer.
Yeah, that is a
It's
good
like
flex.
pretty much a 0% chance of Sean Payton ever leaving me a voicemail, because if he called me, I would answer it.
That's a really good point. Who knows what time it was? Maybe she was
Yeah,
working,
who knows what time
sleeping.
it was.
I don't know.
I think the Charger fan is in our chat.
Yeah, Hazmat.
Hey.
Thank
The-
you for
yeah.
make sure to give us a thumbs up, Hazmat. We appreciate you. You got to wear a hazmat suit when you watch the Chargers because you never know what's
yeah.
gonna happen.
The one Charger fan in the world could be anywhere, and he chose us.
Wow.
It's,
Or she.
It's she. It's that,
We do
that
know it is a
woman
she. Yes.
Who's featured on TV.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Well, is she even a Charger fan then, or is she just paid?
Oh, that's right.
I don't know.
Is Hazmat being paid?
So really quick to put a big picture take on
to
everything
put
we've heard.
maybe put a bow on it.
To put a bow on everything that Sean Payton said about his quarterback Nix, and about the Broncos, this is a great thing because Sean Payton has been he's gone out of his way to bash Nathaniel Hackett, to say how good he is at evaluating quarterbacks, and he's 2 for 2 on that about both of those things. Now he's going out of his way again to make it very clear how much he loves Bo Nix, how much he loves the Broncos. And Sean Payton's a very confident guy. He does not want to be wrong publicly. He's putting all of his chips in on this and making it extremely public. I think that should make Broncos fans so hyped for what this team is this year, next year, and especially what Bo Nix is for the future. So he's all in on these Broncos. There's no going back. After the season's over, let's say it doesn't go as Sean Payton predicted, he can't take a step back and try to take blame off. No, he's going to look silly. This is exactly what we said about the Jets with Nathaniel Hackett. Well, if the Jets go out there and Nathaniel Hackett looks good, then Sean Payton's going to look silly. If Sean Payton can't turn Russell Wilson around after a slow year or after a bad year that he had with Nathaniel Hackett, well, he's going to look silly because he put it all on Nathaniel Hackett. What's he go out and do? The Jets look absolutely terrible with Nathaniel Hackett. Russ goes out and throws for 27 touchdowns and 8 interceptions or something. He absolutely makes Russ look good. So then last year he goes out publicly and says, I'm glad that most teams are bad at evaluating quarterbacks because we're good. They got the 6th quarterback and they got it 100%.
He also said
right.
the next time I win 6 games will be the first.
And boom, he goes out and wins 10 games. So you have every reason to believe in Sean, and now he's giving you a reason to shoot for the stars.
Amen.
So let's get to the Super Chats now. First one coming in from our friend Simon, who says, so happy we already know who's our starting quarterback. LFB, who was your favorite / least favorite quarterback from the QB carousel era, post PFM, pre-Bo?
Drew Lock favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knew you were going that way.
Least favorite? Case Keenum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been Flacco for me.
It had to be Paxton for me. I mean,
Yeah.
Paxton was at least chill.
oh, we're talking about like
No,
person
I'm taking everything into
At least
effect.
he had something.
who is a total a-hole.
Like Drew was actually a homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted Drew to succeed. I enjoyed Drew.
He did some exciting stuff. That Texans game was like one of the highest highs of that period.
Yeah.
The COVID game was so disappointing
yeah.
from that entire quarterback room, though.
Dark horse MVP
We're
candidate.
still, I would, if you didn't just bring it up, I would have never thought
It
about that
was
again.
so
Yeah.
disappointing, and Vic hated him. I will remember. Say happy birthday to Teddy. It's his birthday today. And
Drew.
So the story is Drew and Teddy had the same birthday, which is kind of crazy. And Vic Fangio gets on the podium and says, everyone make sure to wish Teddy a happy birthday today. It's his birthday. And someone from the media goes, it's Drew's birthday too. And Vic goes, it is.
It's so bad. It is.
I'll go Trevor is my favorite quarterback.
I'll go Trevor's my favorite.
Yeah.
Or sorry. Drew's my favorite.
Drew's your favorite.
Drew's my favorite. I think Flacco probably my least favorite.
Yeah. Man, his comments on Drew did not help him when he said he's not a
And
mentor.
and I was thinking about that again because Jarrett Stidham got in trouble with the fans last year I still believe the best thing Jarrett Stidham could have done last training camp is just be really good and make it hard for Bo to win the job. Like push him.
How did he get in trouble with the fans?
Because he said,
After the very final preseason game.
Yeah, I'm here to try to win the starting job, not help.
He said, I'm a starter in the NFL.
I want to be a starter. That's what I want to do. Like, that's...
Yeah, I don't hold that against him at all.
Neither do I. We're all on the same page
But
here.
I also know that he's like another just super good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Nick's out for Harambe says,
Our guy.
if Pat Bryant has a good year, Troy Franklin shows up in the regular season, Evan Ingram runs slot, and obviously Courtland Sutton, do we think Marvin Mims is in danger next season? Well, you said good things about all of those other guys. Where does Marvin fit in? Like, if he also has a good year too.
He's no, I'm just kidding.
But
But no, Marvin's always going to
Yeah.
have a role, first and foremost, as a returner.
Yeah.
And beyond that, as a playmaker.
There we go. I don't know if we talked about this. We talked to Marvin over the weekend, I believe, and he was asked, "Do you want to transition from being a punt returner to just a full-time wide receiver?" And he said, "I've been in the NFL for 2 years. I have 2 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros from returning. I think that's pretty good. I don't mind sticking with that as well, and then adding to my receiving game as well. And that's just 100% the right mindset that you want."
Yep. I mean, Mims brings so much as a returner that alone gets him a job.
Yeah.
And then he is actually valuable on offense, as I've tried to make very clear throughout this episode.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird how many guys are like unbelievable returners, but just like average at other stuff?
Yeah. Like how is Devin Hester not an incredible receiver?
Totally.
He started at corner, I think, and then switched to receiver and like was just never able to make a big difference on a play-by-play basis. But you give him a kick return and it's going to the crib.
Yep.
Like speaking of the crib, Josh Cribbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
another guy who it's like, amazing returner. Everywhere else.
Yeah. Totally.
So weird.
And that's what Sean Payton is going to do a great job of setting up Marvin Mims to be in those positions behind the line of scrimmage, of catching it and then having blockers in front of him like he's on a return and just putting him in his very comfortable environment.
Yeah.
Next one from...
It's a tough thing for Marvin is that like he's just not a big guy, and the way that he separates is with speed. So even if you're coming across the middle of the field, you have to run really, really fast to pull away from the guy behind you. So he's a really fast-moving target, and he's a target that isn't very big, and that's just not a good recipe for a quarterback.
Robert Potts says, for a quarterback coming off his rookie year and still developing, is it more beneficial to have a training camp against such a seemingly elite defense, or would a lesser one be more beneficial to develop on?
Could always go 1s versus 2s.
Nope. We'll see. I mean, Thursday's joint practice is going to be huge just for where the vibes are. Remember last year's joint practice, Broncos are supposed to be a 5.5 win team. The Packers come in here, who a lot of people picked to be in the NFC Championship game, and the Broncos offense dominated their Packers defense, and the Broncos defense shut Jordan Love down. And that's when it was like, maybe there is something with this team. We're going to find that out against a team that disappointing last year, but a lot of people think the 49ers might be in the NFC Championship game this year. It's going to be a great litmus test for, is this defense great, in truly elite? And it's just a test. And then is Bo been going up against the best defense in the NFL, and that's why he hasn't looked great? We'll find that out on Thursday.
Kyle Shanahan's on the hot seat, right?
He should be. And I think it's a different type of hot seat because he has such a good name
Maybe
with
the
him.
warm seat.
He has such a good name with him, but what I think it could be, and I've talked to some people about this in training camp, what about a trade after this season if it doesn't work out? And let me throw 2 teams out there, which, oh my goodness, the Bills, if it doesn't work out with them, Kyle Shanahan gets to go work with Josh Allen, or the Bengals. He gets to go work with Joe Burrow.
Both of those teams would be very interested in that.
Yep. And then instead of firing your head coach that hasn't been
Let me
truly
tell you this,
successful,
though.
you get a first and a second round pick?
If you can't get it done in the NFC, I wouldn't recommend coming to the AFC.
That is true.
Although
Good
he hasn't
point.
technically gotten it done in the NFC. He's won NFC championships.
Yeah.
But can't get it done against the AFC.
Exactly. So don't play more AFC games.
If he's
that's-
going to do that, go to Buffalo if you're looking for the easiest path. Jets,
Yeah.
Dolphins.
I think he's a better fit in Buffalo out of those 2. I also think if I was running the 49ers and I thought big changes needed to happen, I wouldn't be changing the coach. I'd just be tearing down that team. Because to me, like, the team was good, but it's just like past its peak. Like it peaked a few years
too late
ago,
because
and
you
it just
just-
wasn't enough. And so
It's too late to tear down the team because you just paid Brock Purdy an asinine
Yeah.
amount of money, and now you're cooked.
But like you
can
can kind of tear
Nick
down
Bosa.
the rest of it and just kind of move on from some of it. You just need kind of that restart talent wise because they're just
But
trending
you
down.
mentioned you had the team,
Yeah.
and the coach wasn't able to get him over the edge.
I'm
But
changing
it
my
came
opinion.
so close.
They cannot get rid of Kyle Shanahan until they get rid of Brock Purdy.
Well, that
Well,
ain't
but
happening.
what I'm saying is they just signed him that contract. Without Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy will be powerless.
True.
So you have to keep him around.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan's got to do it in big moments.
Yeah.
Big moments. I mean, you're basically saying in the big moment.
The only big moment.
No, he's been disastrous in like fourth quarters and big games.
Yeah.
Okay, one more super chat for the Broncos. 'cause
Mahomes
we-
and Andy Reid beat him twice. Maybe,
what I mean.
Maybe
That's
that's
what I
the
mean.
maybe that's the answer. It's just like you ran into that guy and nobody was gonna beat him.
But he's going on year, what, 7 there?
well, Vance, so 2017.
Yeah.
2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
8.
25. Yep, going on year 9 right now.
I don't know.
Blake rounds us off and says, what's the deal with Savion Jones? How about Caleb Lohner? Caleb Lohner's playing a lot.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with the first team, but and he looks natural from a pass catching standpoint. I've been very impressed.
Yes. Definitely looking smoother and smoother by the day. Savion Jones, I haven't noticed him as much as I would have thought.
I agree. I don't think anyone has, but it's.
Yep.
I mean, you're working with the second,
Yep.
third team defensive line.
And we
it's
have a
not
bad angle.
thing.
Like it's tough to see the exact matchups, what's happening in the middle when you're flat on versus you have a little bit of verticality to it.
Yep, exactly.
Also,
Verticality is going to round us out here.
If we had a worst comment of the day
Wow.
award, I would give it to Steve G for bring Kyle here and ditch Sean.
It is a crazy comment.
Yep.
Oh, give me Sean Payton all
Also,
the way.
Go Raiders would be another one that would actually win that award.
We had Bolt Up in there earlier.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone who's tuning in with us. Whether you're a
Yes.
Broncos fan or not, make sure to hit us with a thumbs up. We appreciate you. Broncos are off tomorrow. They're traveling to San Francisco, so we are off tomorrow. Thursday, Broncos joint practice against 49ers. We're going to be going live shortly after practice is over to wrap it up. Stay tuned anywhere between 2 and 4, maybe right around 3 p.m. Denver time. We'll see when it wraps up, but stay tuned. We'll be giving you the latest from joint practice. That'll do it for us. We will see you on Thursday.
We all silly like the mayor.